I don't know how to start this video. I don't even know how to begin starting this video. I know that makes me sound stupid, but hello everybody, my name is Periwinkle and today I have an awesome video for you guys. Basically, I'm going to be giving you a story time. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I thought what better day to spread some holiday cheer than on Christmas Eve itself. So I'm going to be telling you guys about what I did this holiday season to kind of give back and maybe inspire you guys to give back as well. So, I'm usually very heavily involved in my community. You know, I run two nonprofits. One of them is Art with the Elderly, that's more community-based, you know. I'll do a whole story time on that eventually, but, basically, what is this? Oh, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. So, over, the year, our animal shelter in our county has kind of hit some financial hardships. They became a no-kill shelter back in 2012, therefore becoming a non-profit, and basically that's all they get their money from is donations and government and stuff like that. And this year they got hit really hard with pet bills because of amputations and stuff like that, because the pets coming in just needed a lot of help this year, and they ended up having over $150,000 worth of vet bills this year. And it was very scary for them because in November they posted something saying that they needed $80,000 or else that shelter was going to be shut down and the over 200 animals within its walls would end up on the streets with nowhere to go. It was a very, very scary moment, and I know I freaked out because, you know, there's no other shelter in our county. We're a very small county, but there's a lot of animals in our county, and just having that many animals on the street is very dangerous for not only the animals, but, you know, drivers and stuff like that. And it honestly kind of felt like the end of the world, not gonna lie. And it got very scary. And I know I didn't know what to do, and no one else did. But they ended up posting this thing on Facebook asking for donations. Very quickly they got upwards of $10,000, but they needed $80,000. They needed as much as possible to stay open, and that $80,000 was we need this much or else we're going to close. But they ended up getting a few donations on Facebook. A bunch of local artists stepped up saying, hey, I will do artwork and sell it and all proceeds will go to you. Very, very cute stuff coming out. They did photo shoots where dogs take pictures with Santa and all the proceeds go to the shelter, and it's so cute. They did all these things and I was like, man, I need to help. I don't know how, but I need to help. So the people who actually run my animal shelter, one of their children actually goes to my school, and I've been in the theater department with him for 2 years now. Very sweet boy, and just I wanted to know what can I do. So I reached out to them and I said, listen, I am willing to put everything on the line. Let's go. What can I do? So I was in a National Honor Society meeting. I'm the treasurer, so I was just kind of sitting there not expecting anything to happen, you know, just a regular boring National Honor Society meeting, you know, talking about student, you know, the debts you have to pay to get in and stuff like that. And suddenly someone brings up, we need to do something for the shelter. And it felt like a light bulb went off. I was like, this is the break we need. So I, along with two others, Isaac and Sarah, thought of doing a spaghetti dinner. We've done a spaghetti dinner multiple times at our school before, and each time it's been free for the community, and we decided, what if we charge admission this time and people pay to get in and all the proceeds go to the shelter, get all the donations for the spaghetti and the food and all that, but all the proceeds go straight to the shelter. That's where it started. And mind you, our dinner was on the 14th and we were planning this the Thursday before. We had about a week to plan all of this. So it was very scary realizing we had a week to plan an entire community event. So I was in charge of fundraising, and not fundraising, but advertising. And I immediately started by making a poster, and I'll insert that somewhere. And then after I made the poster, I decided to reach out on Facebook and post it everywhere, ask people to share it. I think it got about 50 shares on my page. I put it on my Instagram story, on my Snapchat, and said, guys, please share this. That was the Saturday when that all went out. And then I emailed 5 news stations, and about 3 responded. And I got to do an interview with 3 of them. And I'll insert those interviews if I can, and those articles, I'll insert them somewhere.
Well, a local high school is hosting a Christmas fundraiser dinner for charity. Independence High School will hold a spaghetti dinner this Saturday to raise money for the Raleigh County Humane Society, and all of the proceeds from the dinner will go to benefit the Humane Society.
This is one of our hugest volunteer opportunities. It's all going to be student run, so it's a great way to support our local schools, and it's also a great way to give back to the animal shelter in their great time of need.
The dinner is from noon until 5 in the evening. It's $10 for adults, $7 for students, and $5.
Volunteers hosted a Christmas spaghetti dinner for the community. Proceeds from the meal will go directly to the Raleigh County Humane Society. They need $80,000 by the end of this month to keep the shelter up and running. Since January of this year, the Humane Society has taken in over 1,200 animals. But if sufficient funding doesn't come, the shelter will be forced to close. The shelter took a hit this year after medical emergencies for the shelter animals cost more than $150,000. That's left them short for things like taxes, power, water, and supplies. For one student volunteer helping raise funds for the shelter, it hits him close to home.
All of my animals have actually come from the Raleigh County Humane Society, and a lot of them probably would have been put down had this shelter not been no-kill shelter. And so I felt it was my responsibility as a good citizen to help protect and preserve our no-kill status of the Raleigh County Humane Society.
The Raleigh County Humane Society is not owned by the county. Most of the expenses are covered by community donations. If you would like to donate, you can contact the Raleigh County Humane Society. That number, 304-253-8921.
And it was a very magical experience, kind of realizing, wow, these are getting out there. And then the Humane Society posted the dinner's advertisement on their page, and it got upwards of 200 shares on Facebook. And it was just kind of like, we have to get ready. This is going to be insane if we don't have enough, to feed everyone that comes in. But of course, the days start rolling by. I'm like, okay, National Honor Society beta, bring all your stuff into Miss Harris's room. This is my baby at this point. We have to make sure that this gets done so those animals have somewhere, to stay. So people start donating. People start bringing in items. It's the day of, and I'm at rehearsal. I tell everyone, hey, I'm not going to be there till 12:30 because my rehearsal ends at 12, or else I'd miss a lot, and I'd miss blocking, stuff like that. And, I can't miss too many rehearsals, as you guys know. I call my friend Hunter Bays, and he tells me, keep in mind the dinner was supposed to start at 12. He tells me, we haven't got in yet. I call him at 12:30. I'm like, excuse me? He says, yeah, we haven't got in yet. No one has. I start panicking, and I start full-blown having a breakdown because this is my child at this point. This is basically what I've put all my effort into for the past week. And I start crying. I'm like, get inside the building, yelling at him, and I apologize later. I was like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. So I hang up. He calls me back 5 minutes later and says, oh, by the way, other people were inside the building. We just went to the wrong door. So I'm like, okay, good. One couple came by, and they ended up coming back later because they came in before the spaghetti was ready. So we just had to turn away one couple. Everything was up and running by the time I got there at 12:30. So that was good. Hunter Bass just freaked me out there for a solid second, and I was like, whew. But we got there. It wasn't as poppin' as usual, but it was still very cool. A lot of people brought in their shelter dogs, a lot of people brought in donations, stuff like that, and it was so much fun. I got there and I actually dressed up as Santa, and it was something. I'll tell you that, it was something. Full body. My beard was made of pillow stuffing, and I blocked out my eyebrows and put pillow stuffing on my, actually I think it was fake snow. I asked for pillow stuffing but got fake snow. I put pillow stuffing and or fake snow on my eyebrows after I blocked them out. Did a whole beard. I had on my Maurice wig and a costume that was like a hand-me-down kind of thing. And I was Santa because no one else would be Santa. It felt really magical because kids would come up to me even though I looked like the worst Santa ever. And they'd be like, ho, ho, ho. And it was so fun. And even people on Facebook said I looked like an animatronic. And I was like, oh, if you only knew that I was not Santa. But at the end of the day, the food was delicious, and especially going off of just donations, it was such good spaghetti and desserts and stuff like that. And we had music going at all the time. We had a bunch of coloring for the kids, and Santa came around, of course. We gave out meals to go. It was so good. It was just an amazing time, and we got more news interviews that day. And then it was just amazing. And I took off, I actually had an allergic reaction to the fake snow on my face, so I had to stop being Santa about an hour before everything was done. And that was okay though. And basically took all that off, and I was like, I can't do that, I can't do that. At the end of the day, I counted all the money, and we raised about over $800 for the animal shelter. And that just blew my mind. That just made me like think, wow, I can really do this. And it was amazing. Got a burp. So we ended up taking that over there, and now with the grant from the city, they are able to stay open next year and hopefully for many more years to come. So I can say that I successfully helped save the shelter. I remember the lady's face when I told her that runs the shelter. She started crying when she heard she had $800 because she knew she was only like 10,000 away at that point. She was like, we can really do this. And I was like, yes, we can do this, because I was invested in this, and it was so beautiful, and I'm so happy I had a part of it. Hey guys, editing me here. Stupid me forgot to mention that the Raleigh County Humane Society is still accepting donations. I'll put a link to their Facebook page down below so you guys can go and donate. Even $1 helps, or you guys can take home a fuzzy friend for the new year and give it an amazing home, foster even, just to make sure all these amazing animals have a forever home. And also here's a wish list of things that they could use for the new year. Thank you. I know this was kind of boring, but this was my story about saving a shelter for the holidays. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!